Huge NFL news this weekend was DeAndre Hopkins, 5-time Pro Bowler, star receiver, likely a future Hall of Famer, released by the Arizona Cardinals. So now the question is, where will he land next? Will he land on your favorite team? Well, I'm going to give you the top 5 teams I think DeAndre Hopkins would be the best fit for. At number 5, it's the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, it's not just about what I think DeAndre Hopkins needs. What's DeAndre Hopkins want? He said on a podcast, I Am Athlete, recently, he wants to play with Jalen Hurts. So I think the Philadelphia Eagles would be a fit, but not the best fit. At number 4, I got the Chargers. The reason I have the Chargers at number 4, we know what Justin Herbert can do as it pertains to putting up gaudy statistics. DeAndre Hopkins would largely benefit from that, and the Chargers would benefit as well. You know how they have loaded up at receiver, drafted Q out of TCU in the first round. At number 3, how about the Buffalo Bills? DeAndre Hopkins said he wants to play with Josh Allen. I believe Hop only has 1 playoff win in his career, if I am not mistaken. You go to the Bills, you're instantly going to the playoffs, especially if DeAndre Hopkins is there, and you're likely now winning multiple playoff games. At number 2, the Kansas City Chiefs. That's where you go if you want to win a Super Bowl. Of course, playing with Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, Kadarius Toney, that offense with Travis Kelce, it would be unstoppable. But for me, the number 1 suitor for DeAndre Hopkins, it has to be Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. It's very simple. It's been 2 seasons since DeAndre Hopkins has played all 16, well now 17 games. But when you got Odell Beckham, when you got Zay Flowers, when you got Rashad Bateman, when you got Nelson Aguilar, when you got Mark Andrews, DeAndre Hopkins ain't gonna have to be out there for every snap. But can you imagine Lamar Jackson with Dobbins in the backfield, Andrews at tight end, Odell, Hopkins, Bateman, Flowers? That would be a unstoppable offense. So for me, the Ravens are the top fit. But let me head to the desk as I ask you the question, Joy. What is the best fit for DeAndre Hopkins?
I agree with your top 3. I have them in a little bit of a different order, though. I would go with the Chiefs. I would really love to see Patrick Mahomes with DHop. So partially because I'm in for entertaining football, but they also need Hopkins. Like, they need a player of DeAndre Hopkins' level at that position. I also think the Ravens would be a great fit, though, so I'm not going to argue with you too much on this one, unlike the last couple blocks. I agree with you. Also, I think the Bills would be a great fit. So I can be swayed either way on those top 3, but I think the best fit for him as a player and the quarterback that you're playing with, Patrick Mahomes and DeAndre Hopkins, makes the most sense.
2-5, you played with Patrick Mahomes. You won a Super Bowl with Patrick Mahomes, so you know this answer better than anybody. Best fit for DeAndre Hopkins.
For D-Hop, man, I see 3 teams. I see the Chiefs, the Bills, and the Ravens, right? In that order. I think one thing with D-Hop is he's never really played with a solid quarterback, right?
What about Watson?
I'm just saying, I'm talking about his career.
Got it.
Right?
Like
consistently, right.
Yep.
I mean, obviously, he was great when he had him Watson, but up and down, right? He's had all these different quarterbacks, and then his last quarterback was Kyler Murray, who was up and down.
Yeah, very good.
I want to see him with a good quarterback. And I think the Chiefs, mind you, the Chiefs won a championship with the number 1 receiver being Juju Schuster. Think about if he had D-Hop as your number 1, and then Travis Kelce is your other tight end. Like, that would be crazy. And Andy Reid's offense? Then I would go to number 2 with the Bills. I think the Bills, they need one more piece on offense. They need one more. I think with having Stephon Diggs is the number 1 hell of a player. You need one more. Gabe Davis he's not consistent. Yeah. I love his game. He's not consistent. When we see him against the playoffs and the AFC Championship game against the Chiefs, we thought, oh my God, he's a ride. And then he wasn't there. And then the last piece is the Ravens. Ooh, Lamar Jackson, with a new offensive coordinator, saying that they want to throw the ball first and then run the ball second. Giving him his talent that you can truly see him throw the ball. Where is he really at? We see him at MVP level, but we need to see one more step. I think you give him some weapons, which he never had. You got a healthy J.K. Dobbins. Finally, he's going to be healthy for camp. You just go to get Odell Beckham, route runner. We know what he's capable of doing. And then you got a rookie, Zay Flowers. You got the speed guy. You bring D-Hop there that can do every route on the route tree with a great defense. I don't know. That's championship talk right there.
Yeah, it's the Chiefs for me, and I could make cases for other ones, but I'm looking at more from D-Hop's perspective.
Okay.
You're past 30. It's been 3 years since you've been in the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
Where am I going to go where I have the best chance of making a deep run, and I have a head coach who I know is going to be able to scheme to get me involved, and I have a quarterback who I know is going to be able to get me the ball. Like, I'm thinking on a short-term basis, like, I have this next year, and I don't know what I have after that. So where's the greatest opportunity that I have? I think, as you said it, Shady, like, that I can play a role, a significant role on a team that is going to go somewhere. I don't see a better situation than the Chiefs when it comes to that. And in any of those other, because it's not a guarantee, even with the Ravens, like, okay, so Lamar is there. Do we really know what kind of offense they're going to run? Do we really know where they're going to be in the playoff picture at this point?
Good point.
Like, there's just too many. Kansas City has the fewest questions for me if I'm looking and comparing everything as DeAndre Hopkins.
And I think the best part about the Chiefs, when you're an older player and you have so much success like DHop has had in his career, you don't want to go to a team to try to fit in. Mm-hmm. You want to come in right away, look, I'm the guy. And if you look over there, they got Kadarius Toney, who's a hell of a player, but he's not the main guy. Travis Kelce and him, they play two different positions. You got a MVP quarterback who's the number one. He's the guy. Mm-hmm. So you come in there, look, Coach Reed, you already know his resume. He fits right in right away without even trying. Yeah. He come there day one, he's the number one. Yeah. We're going to get him the ball. We're going to throw the ball all the time. I just feel like that's the best situation for DHop.
I'll give y'all time to think about it as I pose a question, then I'll give y'all the answer. Giving y'all time to think is, we know... Heck of a catch. Every now and then, Shady just try to show off.
It's yours? It's open.
It's all you. It's a heck of a catch, though.
Oh,
anyway,
it's open. Hold up.
We know what the best situation for DHop would be, right? Shady just made a good point. Slick, Joy, y'all made good points. If DHop wants to win, go to the Chiefs.
Right.
But what team needs DHop the most? Chiefs don't need DHop. They won a Super Bowl without him. So it's not like Andy Reid's like, oh, if we don't have DHop, we're not going to win. He literally won a Super Bowl without him. Kadarius Toney was only there for half the season. Sky Moore still trying to figure things out. Isaiah Pacheco was a rookie. So I don't think the Chiefs need him most. What contender do y'all think needs DHop the most? I'm going to go first in saying the Buffalo Bills, Shady. Reason being, I do believe, like, Gabe Davis, who literally got the name Playoff Gabe after that 4-touchdown performance, we don't know what he is in the regular season. Not to mention, they drafted a tight end in the first round, which is cool. I'm not a big proponent of drafting tight ends in the first round. Kincaid out of Utah, if I'm not mistaken. Now, he'll be flexed a lot. But I do think the Bills could use another 6'4", freakazoid, opposite Diggs. You can live out there in 11 personnel. You can live in 10 personnel. You can live in 12 personnel. Put Dawson Knox, put Kincaid, put Diggs, put DeAndre Hopkins. I'm going to say the Bills could use him the most. What would you say?
You know what? I was gonna say the Bills because that's a great point. But if I had to pick a team, since you took the Bills, I gotta go with the Chiefs. I disagree.
Really?
Man, it's so hard to just win back-to-back championships. Just think about it though. Like, when's the last time it's been done?
0304.
0304.
Come on now, it's been a while. So it's like I look at the Chiefs. It's only gonna get harder. And I think Juju was an okay receiver, right? It's gonna get harder now. You bring DHop. The last time Pat has had a number one receiver, you know what they did. You know what type of numbers they look like.
Yeah.
Bring him over there. He's never had a receiver like that, a big body that can really run routes. Come on, not just a speed guy. They got to do everything. I say that makes the offense a lot easier.
Joy, what team, what playoff contender do you think needs DHop most?
I mean, I waited in my original answer. I think both of these teams, the teams need him, and he would fit well with those teams. At splitting hairs, I could lean your way with the Bills because we haven't seen the Bills get over that hump yet.
Yeah.
And I think we all feel the Bills are in sort of this weird place where we're kind of tired of picking them. Like, they always feel like they have enough talent, but then they really don't. So it would be cool to see another offensive weapon for Josh Allen and the Bills alongside Stephon Diggs. So need, meaning that they haven't gotten to the tip of the mountain without that extra help. I would lean towards the Bills. But I agree with Shady also with the Chiefs. Like, just because you won the Super Bowl don't mean you can get complacent. Yep. Yes, they did do that, but we can all admit we didn't think that they really had enough. We had a lot of questions of what they were going to look like without Tyreek Hill. Now, they answered them, but are they going to be able to do that again? Why not give yourself a little more insurance? But I do think the Bills need him slightly more because they haven't had the success yet.
The insurance question is why I would throw the Chargers in there too, just because of the pressure that's on Justin Herbert. I would be really interested to see Kellen Moore and what he would do with DHop and with Justin Herbert. And they've had injury issues, so the idea, and I don't put him in the contender category, but I just feel like, man, Justin Herbert and the Chargers have to turn the corner. So I'm going to try to load up with as much as I possibly can to make that a reality.
Wait, what about the respect part, though? Like, I think we just coming into a new room, right, where I think the Bills would be good for DHop, but you don't know how that gels with Stephon Diggs and DHop. That's a real thing. Good point. Right? And you who's the team you just named?
Chargers.
Like, come on, they got all pro.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It ain't gonna be that as easy to move over the chair.
He's the guy with the Chiefs the second he walks in.
Soon he walk in, yo, they got his chair ready. It's so much small things with us ego athletes, like small things like, yo, look, you know that's my chair, dog. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, that's my chair, bro.
But Shady.
Yeah, it's my chair, bro. D-Hop never heard stuff like that. I need that chair, homie. Yo, we at lunch. Yo, it's my lunch table. Yo, things you don't even think about. And I just feel like when you go to, and it's true, you know that.
Yep.
And you go to a team like the Chiefs, automatically, because we have so much success, so much different respect, and he's that type of guy, they're going to have number 10 waiting for him. Here's your number. Here's your seat.
But I was going to ask you this because we're still talking about DHop like he's DHop.
Yeah.
Like he's 14 touchdown, 1,400-yard DHop.
He's D-Hop.
I think last year he played 10. Now, mind you, there was a suspension in there. Yeah, last year he played 9 games, 700 yards. Year before, 10 games, 500 yards.
Seven, what do you say?
700 yards, 9 games. So for context,
Yeah.
it was 9 games. But the year before, 500 yards.
And who was throwing to him?
A whole season, and you had Kyler Murray who gets crazy with the ball.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Year before, 570 yards on 10 games. But even if you disregard that, like Slick said, he is 50-plus, and he was never just a burner, right? You feel me? Like D-Hop was never just a...
Yeah, we don't need that.
So is D-Hop still, in your mind, that same, like...
He got to show me. I think he still is. I think he's still a hell of a player. I think he's still a top-tier receiver in this league. You got to show me otherwise. He hasn't had a full season to show his capabilities. You know, he's been hurt. And he had the suspension. But when he did play, I mean, he had what?
1,400 3 years ago.
But I'm saying, last year he had almost 700 yards.
Yeah.
Come on.
He's getting like 81 yards a game, I believe.
All I'm saying is this. You get to a real offense with a real quarterback, not that Kyler Murray stuff. You go with a real coach, Andy Reid, not that.
Yeah.
It's a difference. And you know that. Yeah. Come on now. Come on, D-Hop. Come on now. He never was like a burner. He's always open. He still got busy. Even when I'm covering.
He still got busy.
Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak, and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1. Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak, and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.